Welcoming you back to crypto's juiciest news. What did Donald Trump say about the war? How is Elon's X application going with its world domination of the finance application? And what's Kraken doing with Bitcoin staking? That and plenty more coming your way, baby dolls. But first, let's cope together. This is Bitcoin at 104,000 Dominican dollars, doing absolutely poop all. The McDoji candle is here. We have had 2 red monthly candles of the year. I want to remind you, in the year 2017 and the year 2013, they were big bull market euphoria, explosive blow-off years, yes. In those 2 cycle years, there were only 3 for the whole year red monthly candles. 3. 2021, we got scammed. There were 6. Okay, so we had 3 and 3 and then 6. Okay, so right now we're on our 3rd. If we finish the month of June a bit down here, below 104, it's red. It'll be the 3rd red of the year. What does this mean? It doesn't mean we can do anything. It's just a reflection of what type of cycle we're going to get. Are we going to get a friendship 2017 repeat cycle, or are we going to get scammed again? That's what we don't know. Luckily for you, we've got Pokeballs. We've got Game Boys. We've got clown noses for anybody who's fighting our bags. We're still going to make it. There's plenty more coming your way. The Ethereum price is still stuck in this massive wedge triangle. Everybody is still short. They are complacent. You've had war after war. Iran, Israel, Donald Pump. Is he Donald compromised? Donald Cohen now, feels like. What's going on? Well, a lot of these world events, it feels like there's a lot of psyopsy. It doesn't change the fact that I think cryptocurrency is still going to 100 billion dollars. I think crypto can get to 100 trillion. Might take a couple of cycles. Okay, that's where we're going. Eventually, 10 trillion for this cycle, I think, is a very nice yardstick to think about. The ETH BTC still cucking us every day. Every day we check this monthly candle, bro. Does this even update? You'd think this was a screenshot. What's going on here? Have you been battling away everything, friends? There's been a lot of dumping and pooping around. It's red candle vibes. You know this by now. You're not surprised. And yes, it is true. Our brains have been depleted from dopamine so much. My gosh, man. I think, friends, the children of the new generation and age, they're going to have it so lucky. Like, they're going to have AI. Remember, AI is going to have 200 IQ by December next year. 200 IQ across every field. So AI is getting exponentially more intelligent. It's going to be able to make some sort of chemical drug for like people where like it can basically manipulate your dopamine, make it go up, and then like safely reset it. So instead of frying yourself. So you never know. Maybe in a couple of decades, this whole notion about being depressed goes away. Okay, because that's all it is. For just pump up your dopamine. Okay, but it could be used for good or bad, right? Like, you know, some people just get dopamine hits from just like watching the ceiling. You know, illicit substances do that, but they fry your brain. So AI said, oh, I've shown you that because AI, when we have a 200 IQ human that is 200 IQ in every field, it's going to start really changing the world. That's why we haven't even gotten excited yet. You need me to tell you that. You know what I mean? It hasn't really hit us. We need something that will appear to show us that the bubble mania is actually happening. I really feel we're on the cusp of it. Okay, I don't know. Of course, I don't know what it's going to be. Otherwise, you and I would be invested in it. For the rest of us, though, we're in the cryptocurrency. This is Bitcoin with the global liquidity. I mean, like it says, we're just going to straight, I don't know, go up soon. Go up only. We're doing the triangle here for BTC. We did liquidate Jams win. So we're ending the month of June soon. I just want to show you maybe a close-up zoom up of the daily chart. This is BTC. It's coiling around. It is possible, friends, where, you know, that we do this, right? It is possible where they get, oh no, it's over. And then like, you know, oh, okay, we start to slowly go up before we finally go up to go, all right? It is possible. And it is also possible where you just do something like that. And we're like, oh, it's okay, the triangle. We could do something like this just in case, you know. Also, I've seen some baby dolls in my Telegram, they are getting out credit cards to buy crypto. I just want to just remind you of something, okay? We're all bullish. I just want you to be careful. That's all. Because like I know prices are cheap, but cheap for how long is obviously the question. But look, yeah, I mean, like we've been going down forever. And that's what you want, right? Because you mean like, oh, you're closer to the tail end of the horrific experiences we've had. But if you have any credit card loans or anything, you borrowed money, let's say you're in Pulse, pDAI, because that's what everyone wants to throw it into, the lottery ticket stuff out here. But no matter what it is, it could be Ethereum, BTC. If you're buying Ethereum, BTC now, I mean, like, careful with this. But like, yeah, if you get like say 3x on it, I'll probably give a gentle reminder we're going up, going, hey, if you borrowed on loans or credit cards or anything out here, peel some off now, like take out a third, just cover the loan, just so you can sleep, you know? I know it sounds obvious now, but no one actually does it, right? No one actually does it because people keep dreaming. They're like, oh, you know, if I just wait another 2 months, you know, that 3x, now I'm up 5x, and you have to handle that yourself. But yes, a lot of these rates that you are borrowing at as well, they're like 10 to 19% as well. Luckily for us, crypto grows way harder than that when things actually pump right in the year. But still, nothing's a guarantee. I just want you to be mindful of that. So if you have any loans and everything start going up, we'll speak more about that later. Now, let's check out what's been going on, friends. President Trump has delayed his decision to attack Iran by 2 weeks. I believe when he said it as well, there were immediate positive reactions in the Bitcoin price because everyone says, oh, the game's on, the game's on. Okay, so that was quite interesting to see that play out. I have my friend Dr. Hexologist here. 2 more weeks, guys. Breaking. The White House says Trump will make the decision on whether to attack Iran in 2 weeks. Why is it always 2 weeks with him? The 2 weeks meme is real. Is he a PulseChain? No, he's not. Wow. He's not even like a crypto dude. The 2 weeks meme is real. Need time for the false flag. Here we go again. Seems like he's giving Iran time to come and negotiate. Wow, 2 weeks is a long time. I'm headed to Tehran tomorrow to teach a passive income course at a local hotel. Please let me know ASAP. Really? I hope this is a troll account. Oh, it is. I own 12,000 businesses. Passive income coming out my ass. I'll teach you because I'm kind and only charge $12.995. So it's kind of funny, man. Everyone's having a play about passive income. Passive income. Passive income is the retail HoneyPot Trap. Everyone loves that word, passive income, because retailers, right? Everyone's got a job, yeah, and so everyone's working. They're like, oh, imagine I could just remove the working part, but the money came in as well. Yes, passive income. Welcome, welcome. It's kind of funny, and that's why everyone seeks out crypto and everything passive. And then there's always the stock standard retailer traps where they buy stocks that pay a dividend. They're like, I want cash flow, cash flow. People who talk like that, friends, 99.9% of them are poor. If you think cash flow, go, bro. The rich people you're aspiring to be have literally no cash. Do you understand that? They don't have cash. They have assets. They borrow on their assets. They don't have a pile of cash, okay? Because you're a little retailer pleb. You don't have a chair that squeaks. You've got rounded elbows, okay? You're changing your flag every month because of what the TV tells you to support. You stand for nothing, pencil neck, noodle arms, and you skip leg day, okay? So you've got a whole host of issues there. They don't have any cash, man. Okay, they have they'll own a hotel. Okay, they borrow a credit card on the income stream of the hotel. They own maybe property. They own stonks. They could borrow on those. Okay, just be careful those ones. Yeah, that's what they'd have, and that's what they do. They borrow on their assets. That's also why DeFi is huge in crypto, because you don't have to sell your assets now. It's actually what Michael Chad Saylor is pretty much doing DeFi as well. So. But not really. But yeah, kind of the DeFi Ponzi part. Remember, he's giving his Strike, his Strife, his Stride. Those Ponzi shares. They're paying you like a 10% perpetuity yield. So he's hoping Bitcoin grows above 10% forever. So every year it grows. Let's say it grew at 30% or whatever it is. He pays off the shareholders 10% who want that. So that's passive. Oh, I want passive income. Passive. Yeah, but Michael Saylor doesn't have to sell it. He doesn't have to. He can get the money now and buy it, and he's making income off it. So that's what the rich, wealthy people of the world do. They don't actually sell their assets because they're scarce. Okay. When you think about cash, I want cash. Like you're saying, I want an infinitely minted supply paper currency that is losing and debasing itself by 8% per year. Like that's what it translates to. But they don't teach you that in school at all. That's what you should be learning. In school, all we're learning is how to kill each other. That's right. President Pump. 2 more weeks, huh? So, alongside President Pump's comments on Iran, friends, he said that the always late major loser, Jerome Powell, is costing our country hundreds of billions of dollars. I concur, sir. I concur. He is truly one of the dumbest, most destructive people in government. And the Fed board is complicit. Now, I know we say this as a joke, but friends, in 2019, do you remember that year? It was the year before 2020. In 2019, at the end of 2019, one of the Fed board people, Bullard, more like bullshit, the Fed, they released an article meant to be read publicly by all central bankers of the world. And it's still on the internet. They publicly called for no world government to cut interest rates. And the US Fed, they said, don't cut interest rates. Why? They said you will stimulate Donald Trump. Yeah, they publicly wanted to band together. They go basically give him a trash economy so that people vote him out so they can put their next lizard person, dude. Right? I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. When I read it, I had to check that the source wasn't one of those Onion where fake news. No, it's actually real. It's real. Actually, friends, I've just done a Grok research. It wasn't Fed board member bullshit. It was another guy, Dudley. Now, I know, yes, his surname is actually Dudley, okay? He wrote an op-ed for Bloomberg. The Fed shouldn't enable Donald Trump, 2019. Couldn't believe this, dude. Friends, I was all just, me and Matt were scalping Bitcoin and stuff out here. I wasn't paying attention to any of these news events. Didn't even check news events. Didn't even know what the hell was going on. But yeah, I did not know this occurred. I'm still in shock that this thing can happen. Like they went so political, but friends, it's all lizard people shit anyway, dude. We know this. Like the US Fed is just a public American face. We know the IMF, the Bank of International Settlements, which the US Fed mostly controls anyway. That's where all the big decisions of the world are getting made. Remember, friends, the Bank of International Settlements and the IMF, they are immune from any laws in the world. Literally immune from any laws. And when people look that up, they're like, no, it can't be. Yes, it can be. Okay, we've got a lot of things to cover as well. A lot of things on that topic. Now, I'm not going to get into UFO stuff or anything here, but now you know what? Screw you. Okay, if you can't accept this reality, there's something wrong with you. Okay, scientists have detected mysterious radio waves coming from beneath Antarctica's ice. This was literally released today. There's a lot of stories with Antarctica. Friends, did you know if you go to Antarctica, if you go outside the zone, they're allowed to shoot you on sight? Did you know that? But you didn't know that. You did know that. I've made videos about that. Yes. No one's allowed to go to Antarctica. Okay? And there have been reports, many reports. A lot of people see UFO ships going in and out of the sea and everything out here. Okay? So, are we ready to learn the truth about what Earth really is? We're connecting some puzzle pieces, so we'll get onto that later on. So, when I learn this stuff, friend, it makes me ultimately more bullish on crypto because I know everything really is a script. That's what I'm trying to tell you. This story, it's not total random chaos. It's not. If you think that, you can't put the Jenga tower pieces together. No pun intended. Okay. You can't put it connected together because you just think everything is totally random. By the way, that's how the blue-pilled sheep pleb thinks. They wake up to today, oh no, what am I going to worry about? Here's a Ukraine flag. Here's a rainbow flag. Here's an Israel flag. Here's a flag for something new. Here's a vaccine needle emoji. Oh, here's a mask emoji. You know what I mean? Like all these people, they just fed stuff. Oh, the world's about to boil. No, now it's about to freeze. Okay, they just literally just fed stuff. They're just like straight, but they want something to believe in. So the government's like, okay, we'll give you something to believe in. Our agenda. Here you go. All right. So, you know, it's not totally random. It's not. I mean, like if you still think it's totally random, I mean, like, okay, you are beyond help at this point. We all know that. Okay. Joseph Lubner is bull posting Ethereum. So Joey, friends, he's pretty much the Michael Saylor of Ethereum. But like, you know, just all I'll say is he's CEO of Consensus. Consensus own MetaMask. They have all the, I'm not even going to say it, but I've got to say, they got the biggest investment banks. They're in the ICO and stuff for Ethereum. So Ethereum is, they call it, nickname it WEFeurium, World Economic Forum Ethereum. At least he's bull posting our bags. ETH Layer 1 will be the master ledger for the world. Permissionless to inspect, use, and add data for functionality. Credible, neutral, censorship resistant. I don't know about that one. Incessantly, progressively decentralize itself. With a best-in-class giant community and constant hypervigilant, there will always be patient, etc., etc., etc. So you have like a Michael Saylor of Ethereum. Someone has to come out and just be like a world ambassador. Isn't it funny that we make decentralized networks, but then the people, us, we elect, like we want to follow a leader who's like the main ambassador for the chain. Isn't that wild? Like when we have a country, we elect the president. When you have a tribe, there's a tribal leader. You know, when you go to the book club, there's like the head librarian. When you make a sports team, there's the captain. Humans, we naturally organize like this. And crypto, it once again further solidifies my theory, hypotheses, now proven correctly, okay, that crypto is just, we're digital nations. We're countries that are global. There are no borders here, okay? Your logos and emojis and your words and your tags, they just live on the internet. We're all like one consciousness-fueled network thing on the internet. This is like, I guess, a slow analog version compared to what it's going to be like maybe in 100 to 200 years. Where not only can we like, you know, communicate instantly, but we can travel instantly if we need to, right? That's probably, you know, it is where it's all going there, right? I mean, like compare the distance used to take, you know, it used to take you 3 months to go around the world by boat. Now it takes you 24 hours by plane. I mean, one day in the future it'll be like 2 hours and then 1 hour, right? And then 20 minutes. So that's where it's all going. Elon Musk's X is to launch an investment and trading feature as part of its push to become an all-in-one super app. I wonder what that means, man. I know it could be as simple as what if Elon just allows trading on his platform? That'll be big, man. That would be huge. Imagine he releases an exchange. Imagine he turns Twitter into like a big marketplace. You can trade the massive crypto perps. Imagine that, man. Imagine you can like, you know, you can hold NFTs in a wallet. Big stuff out here. Oh, and then imagine. See, Elon, if you're listening, okay, I know Elon because he gets a bit toasty on Friday nights. You know what I mean? I don't mind. So, but Elon, when you recover on Sunday, because you're in your 50s, probably Sunday night, maybe even Monday. Okay, when you finally recover, Elon, good idea. Might get you killed though, but not really. Make Twitter host stock market perps and traditional CME products. Oh my gosh. That would set off a financial nuclear bomb to the world. Because, friends, you want to how much money does the CME make per year? Imagine Elon starts going after the CME. They make $8 billion of revenue in 2023. It's been growing every single year. Wow, they've been growing at like, 10% every year. So the CME, makes probably by now, $9 to $10 billion in revenue. Imagine Elon made Twitter app, you know, imagine he just got 10% of that. He just got 10%, man. Now, look at what is Twitter's market cap? I'd like to see that now so we can, it's 63 billion. So we had it here. This was on October 2022. Twitter, it was worth 63 billion, probably worth more than that. But man, that would be huge if he's able to do that. Just turn it into one big full financial speculation thing. And baby dolls, what I've actually done is I've made a public tweet and I've actually tagged Elon. I got an idea for you. Build X to host these financial trading products. So the world is becoming more like digital, financialized. But like the catch-22 with that is you can trade everywhere, trade anything. You shouldn't. If you have access to trade more things, it's just more ways to lose money. It's the equivalent. Basically, what I'm literally saying is, let's have a slot machine in every hospital bedroom. You know what I mean? Every hospital room, let's just put a slot machine there. So it doesn't mean it's necessarily good, but yeah, for people like me, it'd be cool. And yeah, it'll also accelerate the odds that we get an exotic top signal. That'd be juicy. Remember, friends, one of my exotic top signals will be working on it, thinking about it, where maybe the Nasdaq does actually list, the top 20 crypto market cap coins, top 20, top 30. They're up to a list of 9 coins now. They used to have 5, now they're on 9. You never know. Maybe in like 3 months from now, they'll add like another 4. Maybe they add Uni and they add Chainlink and stuff, right? And then maybe by the end, they add like another 10. And then you just have like a crypto index where it's the top 20. That'd be wild. Wild to emulate the CME top back in December 2017. Pavel Durov, friends. So Pavel Durov. So actually, let me just quickly show you some pictures. So this is Elon. This is the muskrat himself right here. Elon over here. So, friends, Pavel. So Pavel Durov, remember he is, let's show him. Pavel Durov, he is the Telegram founder. Okay. So this is Pavel. Some say Pavel. Some say Pave L. Okay. Depends if you got your pants on or not. Pavel, he's finally being cleared to leave France for 14 days, starting July 10th. But he's only allowed to travel to Dubai. And he has ongoing judicial supervision. So remember, friends, I think it's very relevant to PulseChain, product market fits of unstable coin pDAI. This is very relevant. I'm about to tell you. Okay, remember Pavel Durov. He was arrested. Why? Okay, I found out, because you don't see this on the media because most of the media is owned by the you-know-who's anyway. Okay, so I'm not going to report this. But Telegram, some Middle Eastern dudes, some Arabs, made a Telegram channel. Do you remember when Israel was like, doing the Palestine thing? It was heating up. I think it was the end of 2023. They made a Telegram channel and they leaked many Israeli soldier database information. I don't know if it's just Israeli soldier or Israeli citizen. I think it was Israeli soldiers, and it was like probably thousands and thousands of thousands, like full info, where they live. I think like a whole database. So it was basically that they leaked that. Now the Israeli government, so obviously the Mossad, they went and they contacted them. They go, hey buddy, you got to go delete that, right? And then he said no. He goes, I don't delete anything on Telegram. We all know this, right? You got like 15,000 impersonator scammers out there on Telegrams. Remember, friends, it's not me DMing you. I would send a video. It's not me, right? So I'm not asking you for money or anything. That's just be careful. They like, I have a lot of imposters. A lot, okay? Doing a lot of sneaky things. Always verify, always check. Please triple check. And what they do is they make a copy paste of my channel, my announcements, and they forward it to another channel. So that one looks real, but it's not. Okay, they're all fake. Okay, my one is t.me, your friend Sommi official. Check the words. Check that the L is an actual L. Check the I is the actual I. Okay, because they'll change the L, they'll change into a capital I. So it's a whole new thing, all right? So remember, Telegram founder Pavel, he refused to delete the information, the doxed information. So, Mossad Israel went to the next step. They got a whore from Instagram. She was chatting him up, and she said, I want to go to France. I want to go in a private jet to France. Now, Pavel, my friend's kingdom have been lost from this. Instead of thinking with his brain, he thought with his willy. He puts her on a private jet with him, and then they fly straight to France. They fly there, and then what she does, because she's a honeypot, she's compromised as well. She pretty much starts taking selfies while they're there. They land, and then she starts taking selfies with him. And you look at the pictures, they show exactly where they are multiple times. Like, ha, ha, ha. Oh, are we at the, the massive baguette tower here in France. Oh, what's going on here? Oh, here's a cigarette factory. Golly gee, the cigarette factory on the corner of, you know, Cheese and Croque Monsieur Street. The corner of that, number 3. Oops, did I say the exact address? So that's pretty much what she was doing. And it was this girl here, okay? It was her. All right, so she was a Mossad agent. She was compromised. So then he gets arrested. They throw him into a jail. Can't speak to anybody. And literally, they throw him into a jail. Can't speak to anyone. He's literally, they let him out for 48 hours. Torture, duh. They did something to him. Then when he comes out, 8 days later, he makes a statement. It's so wild. He makes a statement saying, I believe in decentralization. I believe in freedom and liberty. He says that. But then, like, straight away after that, he says, yeah, I'll be making some changes to Telegram servers now. And yeah, they will be deleting stuff, and he's basically, you know, compromised now. So, and what they do is as well, they make an example out of him for anybody else in the future. If anybody else is trying to start up a crypto chain, right, where, you know, you could delete stuff, but you don't. They do this, they send the message out here to make sure you comply. So that's why I've added, right, PulseChain and pDAI are needed because of situations like this. So, friends, we know it doesn't mean people are like just inherently evil. It means if people have a button to press, they will press it. So the only way to stop this is to not have the button in the first place. PulseChain has no off button. pDAI has no blacklist function. There's no off button for them. We build them for that. We build them before the scenario comes out. Okay. In other news as well, friends, Kraken have launched Bitcoin staking via Babylon. Now, be careful, be careful, be careful. What's Babylon? I think it's a Bitcoin-backed proof of stake chain. Don't worry about it. Are you excited? Who gives a shit, bro? I don't care what it's backed by. I just want the thing to pump. I want people to be excited. I don't give a shit. Who cares? It's backed by Bitcoin. Who gives a crap? No one cares. And you're probably wondering, if you stake your Bitcoin, how do you get yield? They probably hand you out some other dog shit coin. That's how it always is. Okay, you stake, you get the. Just be careful, man. You're risking 100% of your stack. They're going to give you like an 8% sweetener yield at the start. You know, like, which look. Do you believe in the thing? No. If you're just there for the yield, bad move. All right, you got to do research. You're my friend. Also, big alert, friends. A record 16 billion passwords, including for Facebook and Apple and Google McDougal, they've been leaked in a data breach. So I'm going to show you their logos out here. Here is Tim Apple's logo on the left. He's a G. So 16 billion passwords leaked. They're leaked, I think, from Amazon servers and just Apple Cloud and everything out here. It's not like they themselves were actually breached. Now's a good time, friends. Don't, make sure your password to your bank account is not pizza123. Okay, you know what I mean? And just be careful when it comes to these. Also, please be careful. Scammers use fear to compromise you. They will send you emails or SMSs where it says, warning, someone tried to log into your account. Click here to change your password. And people click right in. So be careful out here. They try to play on fear. They will call you. If they have your phone number, they will call you. Go, oh, someone tried to change your password. I'm going to send you a code. Come and give it to me. No, that is your secret verification code. Okay. The best thing to do, friends, is to pretty much don't tell anyone you even have anything. Obviously, number one, just so people don't piss you off. But number two, make it harder to make like a quick decision as well. That's why you should use a hardware wallet. Please make sure you use a hardware wallet. I've got a story we might have to cover again later. A gentleman, friends, this is the thing. A gentleman just lost his life savings literally a couple of hours ago. He got compromised. His hot wallet he had 6 wallets all gone. Now, what happened was his friend got hacked by North Korea. So evil scum North Korea hacked his friend. They hacked his computer, and then so he thought he was talking to his friend. And what they did was they put a screenshot of his friend, just a screenshot, but no video. Yeah? So it looked like, like imagine your friend Simon going, it's just me, right? Just not moving. They put a screenshot as a picture, and then they talk to him, and they go, hey, you got to update your Zoom. Can you hear me? Okay, they wrote that, but they weren't talking. And they sent him a link because he thinks he's talking to his friend. He just installs it. And then he was pretty much compromised. They literally started draining everything within that next 10 minutes. So be very careful. And that's why when you talk to people on the internet, like, oh, that's Larry. I know Larry. Larry from the strip club. You know, you see him every week on Tuesdays. No, that's not Larry. It could be like Lee Woo from North Korea, okay? Remember, friends, so you just got to get into the habit of saying Kim Jong-il has a small willy and he's a maggot, okay? Just if you start getting the habit of saying that, it basically, it's like it's kryptonite to everyone in North Korea, because it actually is true. If you start to abuse Kim Jong-un or you demand that they call him a maggot, if you just start saying bad things about him, they immediately block, delete, and they actually disappear, okay? Over 100 companies now collectively hold more than 830,000 Bitcoin. This is the list out here. This is quite cool. All these countries around the world, MicroStrategy, look at this, 592,000. They have the lion's share of it. So if you're curious, friends, everything follows a Powell law. This is like what crypto is going to be, yeah? This is what crypto is going to be like in terms of market share in the future. So probably everyone in the world is going to be using one of these chains that has like an 80% volume. The next one has like 10%, and then everything goes down from there. That's just like a normal Powell law. More StableCoin SuperCycle thesis. It's like every day, man. Every day we're just seeing it. Yeah. So Visa is expanding its stablecoins across Europe, Middle East, Africana, partnering with the Africa Crypto Exchange Yellow Card. So that's why everyone in the world, that's kind of funny. We built crypto to have your own money, and then people just want the dollar anyway because they're used to it. That's why it's 85% world dominance. The Trump family, friends, here's the Trump family over here. The Trump family, they have reduced their stake in World Liberty Finance. So they used to have 60% ownership. I think they used to have more than that. Now they're down to 40%. So the sales may have earned them about 190 million. 135 million going to Donald Trump. So, yeah, man. It is what it is. People selling stake and these online stuff. I don't know, bro. I don't know what you're hoping to return by buying these. They're trying to buy access to some club. You know, it is the president. That's, yeah, each to their own. Justin Sun did it strategically. You know, he bought $40 million in. So, you know, he could get the Tron ETF. He could remove his SEC. He basically, you know, it's a smart business decision. He's like, you know, if he buys in, he went to the dinner, he's known to them, he's the biggest holder. You know, the SEC dropped the investigations against Justin Sun, and they're going to get a Tron ETF. Remember, Tron's going to go public. So, you know, makes sense. Cardone Capital have added funding for another 150 Bitcoin to its balance sheet. So this is this Grant Cardone on the left here. So Grant, like I say, friends, yeah, it's beautiful. All this adoption is coming, crypto. We're still in the heating up phase. Yeah, we're not at city levels yet. Yeah, we'll know when they are. Okay. You know this dude, friends? This guy, do you know who he is? He looks like he's been on a 3-day bender. Okay, I know those eyes, brother. I know those eyes. Yeah? I bet if I go in your bedroom, the bed's still made because you haven't slept in 3 days. I know these eyes, okay? This is, woo! What happened last night? That's those type of eyes, okay? But you haven't slept yet, so that's what you're going to feel like when you eventually do sleep, okay? You know? That's, you're in the elevator and you fall asleep standing. You know, you don't even know someone got in there and they're trying to talk to you. Okay, that's those eyes. Now, Scaramucci said that Soylana will flip Ethereum, which is interesting. Something about Scaramucci, friends, you know him, when he had that public, you know, tiff with Donald Trump. Scaramucci bought Bitcoin with Ivan on tech here. Now, Scaramucci doesn't know he bought with Ivan. Ivan doesn't know he bought with the Mooch. I know they both bought together, because I was here. Ivan basically started buying BTC, but they're 14 to 17K. They started getting in here, which that's why I remember that is because I was quite shocked personally, just to let you know, because Ivan had been was making his daily streams. Good morning crypto, yeah. And he'd been making them, right? I started watching here. I discovered YouTube and Ivan here. So he's making all these videos about how crypto's the future. All of these videos. So then when Ivan said, all right, I'm going in, when he said that there, I was shocked because I did not know he was not in. I did not know. But that's when I learned, friends. People have different styles of investing. So me, I don't mind buying the depression, as you know. I'm like, look, just give me the cheapest price, bro. I don't care what it takes. Everything's fugazi and anything anyway, right? You got to be really strong. You know this by now. Okay, you are strong going through this. But other people, like maybe Crypto Kobe, Ivan, Arthur Hayes and stuff, they don't like getting the cheapest price. Okay, they want, basically, they're like, okay, is it looking good for the future? I'm in. That's the part they want. Okay. So like if let's say something's going to $100 in the future that you think, they don't mind buying it at $25. They don't mind it. Even though it's like $1 today or $5 today, I'm like, oh, give me that. But they don't like it because it could take like 2 years, man. They want to buy it at 25 because they think, oh, it could be 100 within the next year. That's what it is. So here's the thing. The poorer you are, the more you have to concentrate on buying the depression. The poorer you are, or another way, the bigger the ladder you want to climb. Okay, so you don't have to necessarily be poor. That's contrarian investing, right? Binance and Bybit have listed a coin called Top Hat, friends. So I'm just going to show you. Bybit and Binance, they've listed this coin. It's down 99.29% in 5 months. So I'll be making another mention of it later on as well. But like, see, friends, this is the stuff. They're not listing PulseChain, but look, Bybit and Binance will list this. So, where's your community? What does in the coin do? You don't have 170 content creators, man. So I don't care, friends. I don't care who's the current, crybaby of the chain today, man. I don't give a shit. I know the fundamentals are strong here. Okay. You also have, remember the Mexican billionaire?
Bitcoin is a new global reserve asset. It will surpass gold. So take that as take-home values from this talk. One thing, Bitcoin will be more valuable than gold shortly. Now, today, at 105,000.
So I think he's got 30 to 70% of his net worth in Bitcoin now. Remember, he's one of the world's richest men, billionaire out here. I have to give a very special shout out to Andre, who has a special message for all of us. Oh, I farted today. Let me go tweet about it. Thank you so much, Andre. So, look at that, friends. What's Top Hat, bro? What's Top Hat? Richard Hart made the Top Hat popular. What's his hat token, dude? You don't have nothing on your chain like this. You have nothing on your chain like, look at the magic. Look at the magic. There's nothing there, man. It depends. I have the opportunity to, I'm looking at everything. Igon layer, shit logo, Starknet, shit logo. Literally looks like toothpaste. Okay, there's nothing there. There's nothing. No one cares about yous. VC's got a lot of coins. You don't have a community to dump on. Okay, you need the community. You can't put the cart before the horse. You need the horse first. Prices, though, makes you feel a lot of pain. It doesn't matter, man. It does not matter. We know what it is. It's the business cycle, right? Cool news too. Bitcoin has remained above 100K for 40 days in a row now. Interesting and great stats. Shout out to my friend Turkey Turkey. If Bitcoin gets the red emoji and Ethereum gets the tulip emoji, what emoji does PulseChain get? Very good question, sir. So yeah, that's one of your friend Sommi Easter eggs, friends, for you. The attention to detail I put for you. I can't believe I did this for free. The attention to detail. Dear friends, how many days I wake up, I'm like, man, I just don't know how much juice I can squeeze out of this ass for everyone, But somehow, some divine spirit, I don't know what it is, just overcomes me and I can do it. Look at this. The emoji here is a red circle, which means we're going down, mood's down. Okay? Obviously, Ethereum has been a tulip emoji for a long time because why? It used to be a coffin, but it was a coffin for so long, the worms ate the coffin, and now a tulip has grown where Ethereum is. That's how long it's been before this thing is pumped. So, where to from here? We all want to know where to from here. We're holding above the green weekly super trend. Bitcoin is consolidating around here. we're in the Tasty Tubes area. Okay, if crypto continues like every other cycle, you know, you sell everything in December. I know you're like, hey man, but there's only 6 months left. Yeah, that's if it continues. We don't know. We'll see what it all plays out to be. Remember, the exotic top signals are still there. I don't see any cause for concern, but it has been a long time. So we'll see. Like, subscribe, belly button, all. Catch you soon.